Hello! We left the game here, with white just having made a code threat and black having to decide whether to attire from A or from B. And I might have been a little bit misleading, trying to trick you by saying that it might have to do with number of code threats. Actually, it's a matter of life and death. If black attires from this side, white will descend, and now black is in big trouble. So if black just attires 2 stones, then white attires here, black captures, and black is dead. And if black, let's say, play here, then it's a ko, and this is of course game over for black to get a big heavy ko like this. So yeah, and also black can play here. This is just a full size, so this would be a total disaster for black, and black really has to attire from A. Then white takes back the ko. Black plays another ko threat down here. And now white plays this ko threat. There seems to be a choice here. Black can choose between connecting like this or capturing the 1 stone. And there is like a minor difference. Doesn't really matter for the internal points for black. So let's say, like even if black plays here, later on black is still going to have to come back and capture after the liberties on the outside are filled. But if black plays here, it leaves this ko threat later on, which is not threatening to kill the whole group, but it's only threatening to capture 1 stone in center here. So it's kind of a small ko threat as the follow-up, while this one would leave this one as a ko threat, which is a very big ko threat threatening the whole group, but also it's losing a point for white, because after this one, well, black no longer owes a move inside later on. So I'm not really sure. Also, like after this one, black is slightly less prepared to, let's say later on, in this situation, black may want to Han in the corner and fight this ko here. And now black can't really fight this ko because all these stones are in Atari, but if black had chosen instead to capture G18, black might be able to fight that ko. So there's some really minute differences there. It seems like looking at the, letting Katoko think about it for a while, it really doesn't make a difference in practice in this case. But I don't know what would be like the theoretical correct move here. It's probably not really possible to say in general. Probably depends on the ko threat situation in the game and so on. But in the game, black just captures. White is going to take this Atari later on, but for now, white just captures. And I think black counted the ko threats at this point and came to the conclusion that white has slightly more ko threats. Black still has a few, at least, like let's say 3 in this area, and let's see what else. Also probably some ko threat up in this area. But white has, yeah, quite a few down here, so also this push is a ko threat for white. So black just backs off from the ko at this point, decides that he can't win it. And now, we said before that there's really no point in playing this like 1 point center endgame moves before you have to, but you have to play them at some point if you want them. So white takes this opportunity to play these ones, which could be used as ko threats, but black has just backed off from the ko, so the kos that are left are pretty small. White chooses not to play this Atari though, so I'm not sure like how calculated all this is, what's the reasoning for, but maybe she has counted the ko threats and think, okay, I want to make sure that I don't miss getting R14, but I'm going to keep this ko threat for later. Then white plays this one, which is kind of big. We can see the difference between white playing here and black getting a move around P4 is a few points. So after these center moves, this is a big follow-up. And now this is not strictly speaking center. Let's say R14 was obviously center. This might not be. So there is some clear value to black protecting at P3, but it might not be necessary. So I leave it as a question. Do you think black should respond locally, or should black Tanuki at this point? Leave a response in the comments. Check back tomorrow to see how the game continues.